When The Mandalorian debuted on Disney Plus in November of 2019, it was an instant hit with critics and audiences alike. The story of a bounty-hunting Mandalorian guiding the child through the galaxy has resonated with hardcore Star Wars fans as well as casual film and TV viewers. While the show isn't perfect, it is one of the most captivating shows in the streaming landscape today. Now that Season 2 is concluded, I thought it would be fun to reflect on the series as a whole, beginning with Season 1. If you enjoy our Season 1 episode rankings, make sure to like and share the video, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue to bring you more content just like this. Starting off our list at number 8 is Chapter 5, The Gunslinger. Not only do I think this is the worst episode of Season 1, it's probably my least favorite of the entire series. Directed by Dave Filoni, the episode is kind of boring to be honest, and doesn't really contribute much to the overall narrative of the show. We follow an aspiring bounty hunter who teams with Mando to bring in a bounty, but the plot never really amounts to anything past that, and there is nothing really character-wise to keep us interested. Having watched Season 2 now, this episode is noteworthy only for the introduction to Fennec Shand and Boba Fett's boots. At number 7 is the first episode directed by Dave Filoni, titled The Mandalorian, and it's the episode that first introduced us to the world of The Mandalorian. The series opener helped establish the character of Mando, the state of the galaxy, and the plot for the first 2 seasons of the show. We were introduced to the remnants of the Empire, new recurring characters like Greef Karga and the Mithril, and fallen heroes like Queel and IG-11. Rest in peace. While the episode was slow, it was punctuated by an exciting shootout at the end of the episode, and of course we can't forget the reveal that the 50-year-old bounty Mando was hunting all along was none other than the cutest Disney creation in the galaxy, Grogu, the artist formerly known as the Child and Baby Yoda. Our number 6 pick is Chapter 2, The Child. This was a fun episode, directed expertly by Reel Film Fanaddicts. Having captured his bounty, Mando sets off to take it to his client. Along the way, he encounters other bounty hunters, which gives us an opportunity to really see just how devastating Mando's rifle really is. We're also reintroduced to the biggest pains in the asses in the galaxy, the Jawas. After they scrap the Razor Crest, we watch him attempt to scale their transport, and after failing, he strikes a deal to procure an egg for them. It was cool to see the Jawas again and immediately made me think, wow, this show is Star Wars. It's a lot of fun. Coming in at number 5 is Chapter 4, Sanctuary. This episode took place in a quiet farming village and was a nice change of scenery from the first 3 episodes of Season 1. Bryce Dallas Howard did a fantastic job filling the episode with heart as we finally began to ask questions of the Mandalorian character like, does he ever take off his helmet and why? We were also introduced to reoccurring character Cara Dune, who helps Mando train the village to defeat these scary orc-like pillagers. It reminded me a lot of the Clone Wars series where the Jedi would swoop in and help prepare a peaceful village for battle against invaders, which I really loved. My favorite part of the episode was how they made that AT-ST walker truly intimidating finally, filming it like it were a creature stalking in the night. I love this episode. Leading off the top half of our Season 1 rankings is Chapter 6, The Prisoner, coming in at number 4. The second episode, directed by Reel Film Fanaddicts, sees Mando working with his old crew to spring a convict from a New Republic ship. The team assembled for the job were some really fun characters, and it was fun to watch the tense conversations among the group. The standout of the episode, I have to say, was Bill Burr as Miggs Mayfeld. He is one of my favorite comedians, so when I heard he was cast for the show, I honestly didn't know what to expect, but he did an excellent job as the group's de facto leader, and who knew he would be able to play the part of a pissed off asshole so well. Coming in at number 3 is Chapter 7, The Reckoning. This episode introduced us to the villainous Moff Gideon, played pitch perfectly by Giancarlo Esposito. One of my favorite sequences was watching Queel rehabilitate IG-11 from a bounty hunting droid to a caretaker droid. In this episode, we witnessed something we hadn't seen in live action before, which is force healing. When the team is attacked, Grogu force heals Greef, to everyone's amazement, including mine as an audience member. This episode was a phenomenal lead up to the Season 1 finale, as it left the cliffhanger of our heroic team cornered and facing the firepower of Moff Gideon's troopers. Sadly, the episode does end with Queel falling and failing to protect the child, and losing his life in the end. When the troopers take the child, I remember feeling a great sense of dread. Just missing out on the number 1 spot is Chapter 3, The Sin. Deborah Chow did a fantastic job of directing this action-packed episode, and to me this was the first truly great episode of the Mandalorian series. Mando has a change of heart after handing over the child and returns to rescue him. And we got a chance to watch him plow through troopers one by one in brutal fashion. And when he used his whistling birds, we got a chance to see just how powerful Mando can be. Earlier in the episode, we also got a chance to look at his fellow Mandalorians who aren't all that happy he's working for the remnants of the Empire, as well as flashbacks to some childhood moments that clearly help shape who he has become. This tension between the Mandalorian crew is the perfect setup for the end of the episode. When Mando and the child are pinned down by fellow bounty hunters, the Mandalorians fly in and save the day. We've covered 7 episodes and finally arrive at the best episode of Season 1. The season finale of Season 1, titled The Redemption, takes our top spot. This episode was directed by Taika Waititi and showcased his flair for not only filming action, but also his comedic chops. Waititi uses the opportunity to throw in a nice little joke about the poor aim of stormtroopers, which I absolutely loved. While our heroes are pinned down, IG-11 saves the day. Reprogrammed to protect the child now, he pummels the troopers, takes the child, rides into town like a true badass, and starts taking out Gideon's platoon. Just when things look bleak as a trooper comes in to set the place ablaze, the child once again flexes his force powers to protect the crew. Mando was badly injured, and as the group makes off with the child, IG-11 is left to attempt to heal Mando. This was a poignant moment because the creators did such a great job of building up Mando's distrust of droids, and for good reason. Then the moment we'd waited for all season happened, and Mando finally had his helmet removed for the first time, revealing Pedro Pascal beneath the Beskar. IG-11 helps him heal with a shot of Bacta spray before ultimately sacrificing himself for the child and the group. Not one to give up, Moff Gideon arrives in a TIE fighter, and we finally get a chance to see Mando use his new jetpack for the first time. It was a thrilling sequence filmed with a sharp cinematic eye. When the TIE fighter crashed, I think we all expected that this would not be the last time we saw Gideon, but I don't think what any of us expected was a surprise cameo by the Darksaber, which propelled momentum heading into Season 2. What a thrilling end to an excellent first season of The Mandalorian. Well, there you have it, all of Season 1 ranked. Did you agree with our order? Leave a comment and let us know what your ranking is. Thanks for the support, and we'll see you next time.